Hey guys, Paul with Double P Equipment Service. Today I'm going to show you how to clean the carburetor on a Honda engine. It's actually off of my personal compressor. Been needing to do this with this gasoline we have these days. The jets do get plugged up from time to time, so it's a necessary evil on these small engines, but I'm going to walk you through it and show you how it's done. First, we're going to take this thing off. Like I said, this is on my personal compressor I use for my mobile mechanics. 2mm there. This is actually a Honda. I'll get the numbers off of it and put it in the description below, but it's like a 5-horse single-cylinder engine. Well, we're going to go ahead and take our breather off. Take the 2 nuts off and hold our breather shroud on. Chilly out here tonight. There is a bolt on the top side that holds this intake cover on right down in here, so look for that, but you have to put your choke over into this position and shut your fuel shut off for this to slide off. Now we have our gasket, outer gasket, and there's an inner gasket. Fuel line right here. These are fuel line shut-off clamps. I'll show you what I got. I'm gonna put this clamp on that hose so we can pull it off. Get that on there tight. We have a small return spring. Easy to grab with pliers. This curls right up out of the hole. And then voila. And then we have our carburetor pulled. You can see it's been leaking for a while. So we're going to tear that down and clean it up. Get a cleaner surface to work on. It's going to be a 10mm pull that ball off. Sometimes you gotta pop that bowl to get it loose. And this jet right here, down in there, is the one that always tries to plug up on you. So we're going to pull that pin that retains your float, drop it down there on the clean area, pull this out, and you'll see your needle comes with it. That's what meters your fuel. So whenever that bowl's full, this carburetor will close that needle and it'll stop the flow of fuel. So if you get one flooding your crankcase out, that's probably your problem. So we'll clean that. You want to make sure you use the correct size screwdriver for these jets because you don't want to mar them up. So I've got it in there. Ninety percent of the time, if you take a mower or something to a small engine shop, this is most of the time what's wrong with them. See all that gunk come out of there? See that gunk? That's not good. So we got that jet out. If you look at the intake of your carburetor, there's the top of the needle in there. You can see there's a needle back in here. Push it down and it'll come out that way too. There it goes. So there's your main needle and jet. There's the main, there's your needle that itemizes it, and here's your jet. We're going to clean these out very well, along with any port you find inside the housing. We'll clean this up. We'll clean our seat right here real well. We'll clean the needle real well so it seats good. But this, because it was hard to start, this is why. All right, I'm going to take this. Oh, I moved the operation inside. Got too chilly out there. Cold front in Texas. If it's below 60, we're gonna get cold. But anyway, I run this compressor every day. I go to a co-op that sells it's not supposed to have ethanol fuel in it, but you can see right now, even those places, you're gonna get buildup in here. But it's been probably a year and a half since I cleaned this last, but there's a lot of fuel buildup in this thing, and like I said, you know, I don't know if you can pick it up real good in the camera here, but these jets, some are barely open. So we'll go through, we'll clean these with carburetor cleaner, use carb and choke cleaner, and we will make sure, trying to see here, if I can get it. We'll make sure those openings are open all the way. They get closed down and it's just like having an asthma attack. But I use just Walmart Super Tech carb and air intake cleaner. But you can spend about as much as you want on this stuff, but this stuff works well. So let me get this thing cleaned up and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I wanted to show you this. This is a sediment bowl, basically, on your fuel shutoff on these little Honda carburetors. But that's all it is. It's just to catch sediment. So be sure and clean that out whenever you're cleaning your carburetor. I don't know if you can see the sediment back up in it, but we'll get that cleaned out. Also, I blew down the throat here and in the needle, or in the seat right here, to clean any debris out of that. So we'll clean that up. Barring everything else, if you get these jets, this jet and this jet clean, the thing will run good again. I'm not going to spend a bunch of carburetor cleaner and stuff cleaning the outside. I don't care what the outside looks like. All I care about is if it runs right. So we're going to clean this jet out. And how I do that, I use, of course, carburetor cleaner, but I also use a weld tip cleaner. It's for a acetylene torch, but it comes with all these different gauge cleaning tips. So what I do is I'll take my jet and I find what gauge just fits the jet. So that one fits pretty loose. Could maybe go up one more. You don't want to ream it out. That one fits good. So you don't want to ream it out, but you do want to get them clean, and you want to go through every hole on this one by one and clean them out. So I go through all those. You got them on 4 sides of this jet, so make sure you hit them all. Some people probably wouldn't do this, but I've been doing it for years and it always works. But like I said, I don't put too big of a gauge in there and try to open the surface. I just want it back to factory. And then whenever I go down this, of course, it's going to be a lot larger gauge. But just find the one that fits. Start out in small, small, small. So I know I can go to one of these bigger gauge. So I've got that one. Looks like probably the largest gauge I've got. It's going to be it. So I'm going to just work it around, spinning that, and make sure all of that area is clean. I'm going to do the same thing to my jet, which the jet's going to be a lot smaller. You have a small opening right there. So you got to go back down to your small ones and find the one that will fit that jet and clean it out. Now I'll take some carb cleaner. Clean that. I'm gonna clean that. Another pro tip. See, that was what all came out that bowl. But you can use one can how to clean multiple carburetors. You see a lot, somebody will grab a can of carburetor cleaner and spray, and they didn't clean nothing but the outside. So use this stuff sparingly. So to do that, I always use a rag. We'll clean the exterior of this jet. Make sure this one's clean. Again, put it in my rag. I'm in the house doing this and I'm not making a big mess. So that's clean. That's gonna, I don't know if you can see that, but that hole's nice and open. It's clean. So now we're ready to, oh, here's the inside of my bowl. You're not gonna get all that stuff off down there. You could set this into a soak, but it's not necessary. I always just clean them and get it done and get it back together and get back to using it. So we're gonna go ahead and clean our needle now. This, if you push in, this will pop off. So your needle's right there. So if you look, I don't know if you can see that, but that needle, you want to make sure the tip's not grooved. If it is, you need to replace it. Mine's not, so I know it's not sticking. So again, I'll take my rag, find a clean spot, and just twirl it in there. See there? Clean that needle off so it will meter properly. Alright, everything's clean. We've cleaned our atomizer jet, we've cleaned our main jet, and this jet right here, if you're at altitude, if you have a small engine, doesn't run good in the mountains, this is the jet you're going to replace, and you'll use whatever's recommended by the manufacturer, but this is the jet that they change out. So of course your main jet, your top hat, you're going to go down. Then you're going to put your thread side. You got a flat side and a groove side. Of course, a flat side so your screwdriver get on it. Now, if you screwdriver slips in there and you knock brass off into that middle, then you've just done what you worked hard to clean. So make sure you have the right screwdriver coming down. We're not going to over tighten it. Just snug it, and there it is. I like to go back in and just shoot it one more time in case we did knock something down in it. It'll come out that port. So we got that in. We're going to take our needle and get it back into its home. So remember, you have a spring here. Pull that spring. I'll get my fat hand in there. Pop it right back in the hole, and it'll find itself right back where it needs to be. You come here. You're going to put our needle in the hole, and then find your retainer pin, wherever I did with it. And we're gonna line it up. How about? You always want to check your float. This one's not adjustable. If you have a metal one, you want it to be level. Holding it up like this, you want this float to be level to the body of the carb. If it's bent down, then it's going to be metering too much. So you'll have to adjust the tang on these in a metal one. This one's not adjustable, so we won't do that. And now the bowl. On these Hondas, you have a drain port. Always make it line up out here with your sediment bowl, because you know this is on the outside of the motor. If you put it over here, it's going to be on the inside, hard to get to. So we put it there. Make sure all your gaskets are in. You need to replace them. Usually you don't. And then just snug this up. And you're done. Carburetor's clean. Now we'll go slap it back on the compressor and see what it does. A deal like this, part of that gasket pulled off. If you can, replace that gasket. If not, make sure you don't peel that off and you can match it back up. I've done it a bunch of times, but we'll need to replace that gasket, but I'm not going to right now. I need to use the compressor, so we're gonna put this back on and run it like that. But yeah, we'll get it back on. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you found that video helpful. I'll leave a link in the description below on everything I used and the model of the engine and everything. But if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and if you'll hit the bell, you'll know every time I post a video. But if you like this video and would like me to make some more, we work on a little bit of everything. So just leave a comment below and we'll see what we can find.